It's the third week in September and autumn is just about to start. Our large oak trees here, there's a hint of yellow on them, but they're still for the large part mostly green. Many of my pines and junipers are looking resplendent with their bright green, but there is one particular tree that always causes people to panic, and that is the Japanese five-needle pine or the white pine. At this time of the year, in fact from early September, they start shedding their needles. They have all these yellow needles which frightens people, absolutely terrifies people. Hardly a day goes by from early September when we don't stop getting phone calls, maybe 1 or 2 phone calls every day saying, oh, my white pine is dying, it's getting yellow needles. But do not panic, they are not dying. This is what they do at this time of the year. All you have to do is go through and clean them up. We have one person on the nursery who specializes in cleaning the needles, but it's not rocket science. All you do is brush the needles off. As simple as that. So let me explain to you which of the trees are prone to get these yellow needles. If you walk around the nursery at this time of the year, it could be quite confusing because there are some pines that have these yellow needles and some pines which are completely bright green. This is a Japanese black pine. It's bright green. That is a Japanese white pine and it's got yellow needles. That's a Japanese black pine. It's got no brown needles. Japanese white pine got brown needles. Japanese white pine got brown needles. And so it goes on. This is our ordinary Scots pine, and this has no brown needles whatsoever. No brown needles at all. So this is why it is so confusing. People do not appreciate it. So, and this is a type of mugo pine, and this is completely bright green. So I'm not surprised that people do get worried when this happens. So just to reassure you that it's not just the pines that turn yellow, the Japanese white pine, some of our deciduous trees like that wisteria starting to turn yellow. Most of our maples haven't started turning yet. Don't forget, it's only the third week in September. We have to wait another month before everything turns its beautiful fall color. So now let me just come back to the subject on hand, which is about the Japanese five-needle pine or the Japanese white pine. I don't know why it happens. I don't live in Japan, so I don't know whether they do the same thing in Japan as well. But suffice it to say that those of you who grow the Japanese white pine in the UK or in Europe, they must suffer the same problem. That means the foliage turns yellow at this time of the year. So as I go around, it's every single tree that does this. The black pines are okay, they're immune to this. Now let me walk into some of our other areas where we have a lot of white pines. There you are, this is a massive one. This is from Japan again. And look at the yellow needles on this tree. Junipers are perfect. Now another one, look at them. Look at the yellowing on that. No wonder people get worried when they see this. It's only natural that they think that the tree is completely gone berserk or about to die. So without exception, all these five-needle pines or the Japanese white pine tend to do this. But none of the other pines are UK Scots pines, Bouvernensis, which is the dwarf Scots, they don't do this. This is another white pine. So wherever I turn, wherever I look, the white pines have this problem. That's a black pine, no sign of yellowing. This is Scots pine, no sign of yellowing. Some of the Scots pine do get a few brown needles, but certainly not to the same extent as the Japanese white pine do. The hues, of course, are okay. While I'm passing, look at that gorgeous color on that Japanese grey bark elm, or what we call the Zelkova serrata. Because of the hot summer, I've never seen the color so good. Beautiful. I want to show you some of the other trees which have got lovely autumn color. Just a digression or digression. This is Japanese hornbeam. That's Japanese hornbeam. That's Korean hornbeam. This is Zelkova serrata. Zelkova serrata. Some of them turn yellow, some of them turn red. And this is a trident maple. Look at that for a trident maple. Beautiful, beautiful color. Now here is a Japanese 5-needle pine, white pine. And look at the autumn needles on that. And here in front of it is a mugo pine. That's completely green. This is a Bouvernensis pine. This is completely green. And while I'm passing, let me show you some of these autumnal delights. This is a yellow crabapple. And behind me is a splendid example of Japanese maple again. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, I wasn't very careful. I did a video and the sound wasn't on. So I'm going to go back and show you some of the work we did on a couple of other pines. These are pines that were cleaned yesterday. This is a Bouvernensis pine waiting to be cleaned. You see, there are just a few brown needles on this one. This, in fact, was a YouTube project, if you remember. And these are the Japanese white pines, which my colleague Steve has cleaned up yesterday. And by removing the needles, they look completely like new. That's another of those great big Japanese white pines. They were cleaned yesterday, where they were covered with yellow needles. And this one, if I show you a screenshot of this pine, this was almost completely yellow. So this, after cleaning, looks like this. So all you have to do is rub your fingers through the trees and you will be able to dislodge or remove all the yellow needles. Simple as that. So do not panic. Do not panic. So my colleague Steve has cleaned the needles from this tree, and look at the amount of needles we've got here. Look at all that. All that has come off from that tree. And after cleaning it, it looks brand new. It looks like new. And although we've removed such a lot of needles, there's still a lot of needles there. And should we want to rewire this tree, we can rewire it again. And because these trees are in all different stages of training, I could possibly grow it in a semi-cascade style should I want to. These certainly need to be wired down, so there's quite a lot of work to do on them. But the main thing is that each autumn we've got to clean the needles off. So we're going to do this tree next, because look at all the needles on this. When it's removed, you wonder whether there's going to be much left. But we will see. We will see. And now it's clean. All we have to do is cut some of these dead twigs off, and then it could be rewired or whatever. And the main thing again is to check, if you come closer and have a look at all these lovely buds for next year. This is what's going to bud next year. And these will form needles for next year. So this tree is very healthy because it's got a lot of buds, a lot of buds. So that is the telltale sign that this is a healthy tree. And even on these ones which have got no foliage, there are buds there. So they will open out to form new needles next year. So that's how you clean these Japanese white pine out. So the message again is, don't panic when you see yellowing needles. We've got a lot of trees to do. We've got several hundred of these trees around. So we're going to spend the next few days cleaning up all the trees. So I hope you enjoyed this one.